Welcome to Flourish Focus, a series featuring conversations with exceptional entrepreneurs from across the globe that we have the privilege to work with. I'm Arjuna Costa, managing partner at Flourish Ventures. And today I have the pleasure of hosting a virtual sit down with Diego Libanio and Guilherme Bonifácio, the co-founders of Mercê. Mercê is on a mission to digitize the corner grocery stores that serve as a vital part of the retail landscape in Brazil. This is a theme we at Flourish Ventures are investing in across the globe, with existing investments in India, Egypt, and Bangladesh. Now, I'd like to welcome Diego and Guilherme to join me. My pleasure to host you. Diego, Guilherme, you're all serial entrepreneurs. This is not the first business you've started, right? You've successfully scaled businesses in Brazil and in the LATAM region before this. What started you on this journey on a new business? What brought the two of you together? And what made you tackle this problem of the small corner grocery shop in Brazil?
Nice, Arjuna. Firstly, thank you so much for inviting us for this conversation. It's a pleasure. Basically, me and Guilherme, we are serial entrepreneurs, like you said, and we have a common purpose. Basically, we believe that we can add value on people's lives through technology, and especially through the entrepreneur mindset. And we believe that investing on entrepreneurs is the best way to change the world and add value on people's life. And that's why we are startup investors. So we invest in entrepreneurs, but also that's why we decide this business model. We believe that through Mercê, we can help the average entrepreneur. That is basically the small business entrepreneur. And when we check the lives of these small corner stores owners, we can see how hard their lives are. And we believe that we also can create a very big impact to their lives and also to their communities where they are inside. So,
Guilherme, what led you to this, and how did you meet Diego and conceive of this idea of Mercê?
First of all, thanks for inviting us, Arjuna. It's a pleasure to be here today. It all started when I exited from the three businesses that I have co-founded for. They were food delivery related businesses, and I decided to be a time with my family, but it didn't work out as planned. I started to, be closer to entrepreneurs, and then I realized that I really wanted to found something new. I knew Diego since 2016, and we became, friends and confidence. We shared same values. He's someone that I really admire. And then when I decided to found something and to build something new, he was one of the first persons that I have in my list. And it's amazing because he was in the same moment. He left AB InBev, where he co-founded Zé Delivery, and he was traveling to China, to the US, to understand about business models that he could bring to Brazil. And then we had a chat, and we realized that this idea to digitize the moms and pops corner stores here in Brazil fulfill our purpose, and it is also a great business to build here. So that's why I'm here today with him.
Wow, that's fascinating. So I heard this idea of community, the idea of values mattered to both of you. You both had entrepreneurial journeys, and then it brought you together. At the other side of it, you mentioned Diego had gone to China and the US exploring business models. So there was both a little bit of heart and a little bit of the mind and a very intellectual understanding of what the problem is. So what is the problem you're trying to solve with Mercê?
So we are solving. At the beginning, we start thinking about how could we improve the lives of these small corner stores, giving to them access to technology that they don't have any access today, and helping them to have a better life. And when we're talking about better life, we're talking about being more profitable and also having more time. So basically, our business about improve the profitability of the small corner stores, but also about improve their time and giving access to the communities that they are inside. So there are so many ways to do it, and we start to analyze what would be the best way to do. So we can see that they simplifying a lot. We can say that we could help them with supply, with management, or with sales. And we decided to start with the supply area. That's basically the area where they spend the biggest part of their time. So they're spending 80% of their time just buying, just researching, and just understanding what would be the better way to stock up their stores. So this is basically the problem that today Mercê is solving for them. Also helping them with payment conditions. So we help them to save time to stock up their store, but also we help them with these payment conditions. So credit, basically.
We have a global audience listening in here. Paint a picture of what a typical corner store in Brazil might look like, who that micro entrepreneur is that you're trying to serve, what their challenges are, what their day-to-day lives are like.
Yeah, good question, because in emerging markets, people are familiar with this kind of moms and pops corner stores. You can see kiranas in India, you can see tiendas in Colombia or Mexico, and it is this small grocery store close to the community. They are very digitized. They are very they don't have access to tools, to management tools, to selling tools. So everything that they know is what really matters to their clients, to their end customers. And that's what we want to empower here. We would like them to, focus on what really matters for them, which is the shopper, and offer them a bundle of products, to help them, like Diego said, have more, management tools, have more, at the end, have more profitability and time to enjoy their life. So this kind of, problem you can see across every emerging market. And we believe that Brazil is, a very huge market to test and to expand our vision.
That's great. The two of you are entrepreneurs, but you have teams, you have investors, you have mentors, you have advisors. What's it like trying to start a small corner shop? There's so much you don't know. How do these people cope?
Well, it always starts with selling the vision for them. It's sometimes it's hard because when they start to buy using an app or something like that, or using a website, is very different from what they use it to do. They normally they go to the cash and carriers to buy their products, or they wait for salespeople to do to order products. It is their they receive, let's say, 30 to 40 salespeople selling products for them. So, and sometimes they still need to go to the cash and carriers to fulfill their stores. So it's a very busy routine. And at first, it is strange for them to start buying online. But when they see the result, in terms of time to be focusing on the shopper, to be focusing on the routines that make difference in their stores, they start to see value. And that's why we decided to start, helping the supply side first. Obviously, we see lots of value in terms of management, offering them services to better manage their stores. And there's a lot of, value in trying to helping them sell more. But, we see that supply is something very close to their routine. And that's why we selected to start by this point.
That's fascinating, Guilherme. So if I heard you, you're saying they're visited by 40 different sales representatives from different suppliers. They supplement that by actually going to a wholesale cash and carry to buy whatever else they need. This is taking up a lot of their time, a lot of their mental bandwidth, when really what they want to be doing is serving the community and their customers, right? So tell us what the long-term vision of Mercê is, right? That life today of all that complexity versus what you can solve for them. And then maybe we can step back to where you're starting and how you're building back to that long-term vision.
So great, Arjuna. You just said that they should be adding value for the community that they are inside. And there are basically two skills that they need to do it. One of them is relationship, and they're pretty good on it. They know the community, they understand their problems. But the other side, there is a science arm that would be to understand how to put the right price, how to understand the right assortment, how to understand the level of the stock that you should have. This kind of things, it's pretty hard for them. So they have no tech to do it. And we believe in this part, we can help a lot. So when we're talking about the vision is thinking about the mission of the company, that is about give to them access to the small corner stores and helping them with verticalized solutions that will improve their life, and also helping the final consumer to have a better experience there. So talking about our vision, we would like to give to them a lot of solutions that's already integrated and could help them to solve the problems of the supply, to manage better the store, and also to have a better relationship with the final consumer, even talking about the sales area. So all the management system of the company would be integrated with the supply solution, and it would be integrated with the CRM that talks with the final consumer. So we really would like to give to them one store that has almost everything automated, and they could spend all the time just talking with the consumer, just opening the store in the beginning of the day, just close the store on the right time, and having time to spend with their family and spending doing whatever they want.
So almost Mercê becomes an operating system for this little store. It takes away all the friction of the day-to-day running of the business, and it frees them up to actually be of service to the community and build those relationships with their customers. That's a beautiful end state, right? But as you both mentioned, there's a lot of ingredients to that vertical solution, right? That you've got to integrate. There's helping them buy better. There's helping them manage better. There's helping them sell better. And in all of this, there's a huge opportunity to embed financial services and financial solutions. As a startup, how do you figure out what to tackle first? And what's that sequencing? And where is Mercê today in that journey?
Credit is, fundamental for this small store, because without credit, they can't buy, they can't, they just need time to sell the products that they buy. So they need credit for doing this. So
can they go into a bank and ask for a loan?
They can, but some of these guys, they are underserved by the banks here in Brazil. Okay. Some of them, they are very informal. So even though they could be good payers and some of them, they are informal. So the traditional banking system here in Brazil, they just don't see. They are not able to see these guys. The company is mixed with the personal finance. So you really need to understand this persona in order to offer a credit that is affordable and with a good level of default rate. So that was our first focus when we started to sell to these stores, was adding this credit component for working capital. Well, that's our stage right now, and probably in the future we are going to offer a more long-term credit, a long-term credit for buying assets, or for making over the store, or helping them with other needs. We could also offer banking services, a credit card for them, digital accounts, and in the long-term vision, we could also offer financial services for the final customer, which is also underserved here in Brazil. We have almost 40% of Brazilian population out of the banking system, and this population, they buy in the stores that we serve. So there is also a good opportunity, to engage with this end customer, and we believe that we could do that because this customer, they really trust on the corner store that serves them in the community.
I think I've heard from both of you this idea of relationship and the trust and the community a few times. So such a vital piece of the retail landscape. It's a nice end state and an ambitious vision. Where are you today? Where did you decide to start? And how did you start to build that first initial relationship with these shopkeepers, right? How did you get them, as a startup, they didn't know Mercê. How did you get them to start to trust you and try out your service?
Great. So when we're talking about this small entrepreneur, this small shopkeeper, basically they are thinking a lot about how to be digitalized, because they are seeing that the world is becoming more digital today, but they have no experience with that. So we need to teach them how to have their first touch with technology. So commonly we have a field sales team that goes there and talk with them and show them how could be much easier. They're using their mobile instead of just close their store and go in a wholesaler to buy things there while they are with the store closed. So basically, the way that we are doing it's basically teaching them and getting the feedbacks to understand how could we improve the way that they are buying, to be sure that we are 10 times easier and 10 times better than they are used to do with today. But it's a big challenge, because it's not very easy to exchange the behavior of this small corner store owner. So where we are today is basically we have some group of corner stores owners that is already engaged with us, and we have a curve of engagement. So on the first week, commonly we need to help them how to use the platform. Then they starting to use talking with our team by text message, and then they start to be autonomous. So they start to use our system and buying by the system. So and we are understanding how could we make this process even faster, how to do it in an easier way. So that's the biggest challenge and where we are today.
Great. Okay, so there's education, there's trust building, and then they sort of, once they get comfort with the system, they're able to operate on their own. Guilherme, you said you're giving them some working capital, some early credit. How does that work, and how is that an important part of building that trust?
Yeah, when you offer this, it's in some cases they can't buy in the traditional ways. They can't buy at the distributors or directly with the CPGs, exactly because they don't have credit. Then they start, that bad cycle, which is I don't have money to buy, so I don't sell. Then I don't have money to buy, and when we offer the credit for them, they see the opposite. Well, now I have money, I can buy, and then with the shelves full of products, I can sell, and then I make money. So that's an important piece of building that trust. And when they see this, this cycle, and we teach them that if they pay us, we increase their credit lines, so it works, because he then understands that being a good payer, building that trust with us will help them to increase volumes, and at the end increase margins. So credit is very important to build that trust and change their behavior in terms of being good payers and seeing, the flywheel works.
Let me push you a little bit more. This is not like a traditional bank that says, "Oh, show me your books. Okay, you're qualified for a 500 reais loan or a $500 loan." You're doing it much more intuitively. You're embedding it in the product that you're starting to onboard them on. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Sure. Well, first of all, there's we can't access their books, or their financials, because they don't have it. In some cases, we need to teach them how to see that. We access their information they send to the accountant, for example. We try to understand using other tools. For example, here in Brazil, in some cases they allow people to pay later. People buying in the store, and then when they receive their payments, they go to the corner store and they pay. And we can see that kind of thing because we are very close to the shopkeeper. A traditional bank will never understand that, and we understand because they are offering credit for millions of businesses. But we are very focused in understanding the dynamics of this shopkeeper and their relation with the community. So when we understand that, we can really be more assertive in the interest rates. For example, we can be more assertive in terms of the amount that they need, because again, they are always worried about buying in promotion. But in some cases, that's not good deal for them, because they will be stocked with a product, and then they won't sell that, and it's not good for them. So in some cases, we need to teach them, no, you shouldn't buy 1,000 of liters of milk, because you will stay with this stocked for 2 months. And that kind of dynamics you need to understand in order to offer the credit. And the credit is connected with the products. So we are not offering credit for it's not a clear credit. We see it, and we know that is going to this credit will be used to buy products, and then we can have more accountability of that.
Yeah. Okay. So you solve a few pain points like getting proper stock and inventory. You give them advice. You start to educate them. You have a sales force, but slowly you make it digital, and you bring in the credit in how they buy, turn things around, and pay you back. So it's almost like you're making the money invisible in the background, but vital to how much they can buy and how much they can transact. That's great. I think there's so much power to that. I've spent years trying to figure out how to serve this segment of the population, but always with the mindset of the bank, right? What are your financials? How much money are you making? How much risk can I take? You're starting at the other end. You're saying, what are your problems? What are your pain points? It's hard to stock. It's hard to know what to buy. It's hard to manage a store. Let me help you with that. And in the process of that, you're bringing them credit and financial services. It's sequencing it differently, but it's actually taking away the risk, because you're getting the data and you're getting the relationship.
But just a point, Arjuna, you picked that correctly. We are reducing our risk, because we have data that others don't have, and making this invisible makes all the difference, because we are not going there and selling, credit.
Right.
We are selling products that they know they will make money out of them. So everything that we do here at Mercê is connected with the idea to offer invisible services. When we say about technology, when we say about credit, if it is complicated, they won't use. The behavior change will take much longer. So making it easier for them, making it invisible, is part of our job here, and that's why it's complicated, and that's why we need a experienced and very talented team in order to do that.
Diego, this is not your first startup, switching gears a little bit, right? You've been through this before. What surprised you in trying to serve this population with Mercê? Like, what did you think going in, and what's been something that's counter to your original ideas?
So I believe that I was thinking that it would be easier to exchange their behavior. Once they understand, it's much easier and faster to solve their problem. But it's not so easy like that, because they have a routine. They like sometimes to pass through a few places while they are going to buy something, even that economically it doesn't make sense. It was not obvious for us. It's like we're thinking that once we arrive here with a 10 times better solution for them, they would just start to use. And it's not so easy like this. They have relationship with other salespeople, and they say, wow, I need to buy from this guy because he's very nice with me. Even that the price is not the right price and the product's not the right product. So the relationship counts a lot. and we're not expecting it could count so much like it in the beginning. So, but very quickly we understood that it makes sense to have a sales team, a team that could just go there and talk with them and teaching them about how better is the solution, how to use the solution, and how they could take many advantage about the solutions that Mercê is bringing. But it's not so obvious in the beginning. It seems that's much easier to exchange their behavior than it actually is. But we believe we are cracking the code now.
Behavior change is hard for all of us. Yeah. Guilherme, any reflections from you on the journey so far and how this compares to some of the other challenges you faced as an entrepreneur?
Sure. Being an entrepreneur is always a very hard journey, because sometimes you believe that you are in the correct path and you will be the next unicorn. And the day after, you think that you're going to be broke, and the solutions that you try, they don't, they don't have market fit. So it's, a very, you always need to be with the emotions in place, and it's always difficult. And now we have brought a very senior team in the very beginning of the company, which helps a lot. But again, you sometimes you feel that you should be faster, you should be better, and sometimes you just need to wait for things to be the right timing. Like here in Brazil, we say that 9 mothers, they don't make a baby in 1 month. So like Diego said, we are cracking the code, and it takes time. We're doing something that no one did here in Brazil before, and we believe that we are the team to do that. But we need patience, and we need to understand how to change the behavior, but we see the light in the end of the tunnel.
Right. Do you guys balance each other out when one thinks we're going to be a unicorn or we're going to fail tomorrow? Are you having the co-founder to lean on? Is that a good dynamic?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm more optimistic, and Diego is more has a very methodological mindset, but being very expensive, like in my case, sometimes I'm the pessimistic, but Diego, he has the notes, he has the framework. And no, we're doing, correctly. So don't worry, it will be okay. So it is a very good dynamic. We balance each other, we help each other. We see the others back, so being his partner and, bringing the people that we trust to build this is very, fulfilling for me.
You're nodding and smiling, Diego. I guess it's the same for you.
Oh, definitely. And like you said, we have days that they are amazing. Like we think we are building a unicorn in 1 year, and the other day we believe that it could just break tomorrow. And but it's interesting because the way that this dynamic happened and in our lives, it's not at the same time. It's amazing. It's like when I'm very optimistic about something, Guilherme is more conservative, saying, but pay attention on it. And when it happened with Guilherme, when Guilherme is thinking about a very big problem that we are facing, sometimes I write there and say, let me calm, because we have a way to solve it. And it's very interesting because how we actually are very well connected in this level that we know when we need to talk with each other about these emotional stuffs. And technically speaking, I believe that we are very complementary. Guilherme, he's very proactive. He solves the things very, very quickly and take decisions in a very quick way. It's incredible. While I'm much more, like he said, much more analytic, and I go deeper commonly in the problem. And if I'm alone there doing the things, probably I would take much more time to do it. And if Guilherme would do it alone, probably he would not analyze every point that we could see. But when we do it together, it's amazing because we move fast and at the same time we cover the main points. So it's amazing.
It's great to hear about this balance and the dynamic between the two of you. One last question from me. So if I were to ask one of the shopkeepers that uses Mercê today to describe what impact you've had on her day-to-day life, what would she say?
I would say that they are saving time and they can see it when they are buying with us. And I believe that they can feel that we trust on them. It's a very, sometimes it's even an emotional relationship. Like they were trying to get opportunity on other side, but they never find this open door. But when they arrive in Mercê, they say, "Wow, Mercê is trusting on me." And of course, that we are increasing the line of credits day by day, so understanding how they are behaving. But they understand that if they are inside of this relationship, they are increasing this relationship with Mercê. Mercê will give back the same trust that they are having on us. So I believe that they would say that they are saving time, they are buying better, they are doing a better purchase, and they have a partner that really trusts on their business and on them.
Yeah, just adding something here. I think that we put them, in the first place. Obviously that the CPGs are very important for our business, and the shoppers, they are also important for our business. But we put them in the first place, so it makes all the difference because in some cases you have which product to sell, this one from this brand or the other one from the other brand. Sometimes it's tricky because depending on the commercial conditions that we have to promote one brand, you probably will be tempted to sell more of that particular brand. But when you put the shopkeeper in the first place, you're going to sell what is better for his business or for her business, and we say that to them, we explain that to them, and that builds the trust, and I think that makes all the difference in the long term.
Those are two beautiful images you've left us with. One, which is you're opening this door for them to step through into more potential and a better life. The other one is to have them at the center of everything rather than on the sidelines, right? As somebody you just have to service, as opposed to them being the focal point of the business, and how those two images build trust. Thank you both for joining us. And more importantly, for the work you're doing, building Mercê to help this small retail store succeed, because these stores play such a vital part of community in Brazil. And a big thanks to you, the audience members, for tuning in to this installment of Flourish Focus. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as I have, talking to Diego and Guilherme, the co-founders of Mercê. If you have any questions, please email us at events@flourishventures.com. We hope to hear from you. Thanks again.